or treat, boys and ghouls, and happy October to everyone. I'm here once again to round up the biggest new shows and movies that are coming to the various streaming platforms this month. In a perfect world, these would all be about witches and mummies and phantasms, but alas, only some of them are. Here's what's new to streaming for October 2022. On October 7th, Netflix and Mike Flanagan team up once again for The Midnight Club, in which a bunch of sick teens in a hospice make a pact that the first one to kick the bucket has to make contact from the great beyond. Sounds spooky. On the 13th, The Watcher is a new original series about a family moving into their dream home only for it to become a nightmare, thanks to creepy letters and weirdo neighbors, and otherwise creepy stalker stuff going on. Scariest of all, it's based on a true story. On the 19th, the original movie The School for Good and Evil adapts yet another novel about yet another magical school, and this one is directed by Paul Feig of Bridesmaids and the Ghostbusters movie we don't talk about fame. Finally, on the 25th, Guillermo del Toro opens his Cabinet of Curiosities, sharing 8 creepy tales which feature a great cast, but also probably some great monsters, because del Toro doesn't disappoint in that area.
The world is beautiful and horrible at exactly the same time.
On October 7th, you can catch Catherine Called Birdie, wherein Lena Dunham, creator of HBO's series Girls, tries her hand at medieval historical fiction, showing us what dating was like back in 1290 AD. On the 14th, Season 1 of Lord of the Rings of Power comes to an end. Will Galadriel and Elrond win the dance contest and use the prize money to save Rivendell from being turned into a country club? You'll have to tune in to find out. Also, I just made all that up. On the 21st, The Peripheral premieres, which is Westworld showrunners Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy trying their hand at adapting William Gibson's novel of the same name. Those Nolans really do love stories with time gimmicks, and The Peripheral has a really cool one. This is the first Gibson adaptation since 1995's Johnny Mnemonic, and I'm really hoping that a prestige streaming service can actually pull it off where movies haven't had the best of luck. On the 28th, limited series The Devil's Hour centers on Jessica Raine as a woman who gets visions at the titular time of day, 3:33 a.m., and it also involves a pair of Doctor Who alums, co-starring Peter Capaldi and longtime Doctor Who showrunner Stephen Moffat executive producing.
In this delusion of yours, are you a time traveler or a fortune teller?
Neither. I'm both.
Over at Disney Plus, you can catch new episodes of Andor on Wednesdays, new episodes of She-Hulk on Thursdays, but most importantly, October 7th is the premiere of Marvel's Werewolf by Night, a streaming special that should add some nice horror flavor to the MCU, and most importantly, it's gonna introduce Man-Thing, who's awesome, plus werewolves, but by night.
Death is coming for you!
Over on Hulu, a bunch of horror is dropping, but if Werewolf by Night has you craving more Marvel monster fare, the entire Blade trilogy will be available starting on the 1st. And if you really want to ice skate uphill, the 7th is the premiere of Hellraiser, the latest outing for Clive Barker's wonderful interdimensional weirdos and their funny puzzle boxes.
What is it you pray for?
Over on HBO Max, Season 3 of Pennyworth premieres on October 6th, following the early adventures of Bruce Wayne's beloved butler. And man, this month is chock full of Batman stuff that doesn't actually have Batman in it. You've got Pennyworth, the Gotham Knights video game. What's next? A show about the Batmobile? Oh, wait, actually, yeah. On the 17th, you can catch Batwheels, which does actually feature Batman, where he's played by Ethan Hawke, but more importantly and even weirder, it has a bunch of talking Bat vehicles. So basically, it's Pixar's Cars, except with Batman. And before you get too riled up about this, keep in mind, it's for preschoolers, but also keep in mind that preschoolers probably wouldn't make much sense of Batman's origin story. And if they did, it would upset them. Over on Apple TV Plus, you can catch Shantaram on the 14th, which follows Charlie Hunnam as an escaped convict in 1980s Bombay, and on the 21st, Season 3 of Ghost Rider, with a T, not with a motorcycle, drops. That's the reboot of the old PBS show about kids who solve text-based mysteries with the help of a ghost who haunts books and other written materials. Why not?
Ghost Rider! Can you hear us?
Hey!
The whole city can.
Over on Paramount Plus, if you're after more spooky 90s nostalgia, the Midnight Society reconvenes for your approval with Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 2 on the 5th, and if you need something a bit scarier, the original movie's Significant Other drops on the 7th, which features hikers getting terrorized by some sort of creature as they are hiking in the woods, and my money is on Wendigos, but your guess is as good as mine. On Peacock, if you don't want to go to the theater to see Halloween Ends, you can check out the third entry in David Gordon Green's trilogy of Michael Myers sequel reboots on Friday the 14th, which is kind of funny because that is almost the name of another slasher franchise entirely. And there's also a whole bunch of horror stuff on Peacock's Horror Hub to distract you from the fact that a peacock, the bird, isn't really that scary. On Crunchyroll, starting October 1st, Spy Family returns for part 2 of Season 1, and My Hero Academia Season 6 premieres, and really, if it takes you more than 4 years to finish Hero School, I don't know if you're really cut out for it. Over on Discovery Plus, you can check out We Bought a Funeral Home starting on October 1st, and that show certainly makes my job easier by being fairly self-explanatory, but if you need more to go on, it's about a family of quirky British goths who buy a Victorian funeral home, and they have to fix it up. There you go.
Yeah, just bought the funeral home. Oh.
And there you have it, a handful of choice selections from the never-ending glut of streaming content that goes cascading across our many devices with screens every single month for one low subscription fee. What are you watching and what are you mildly irked that we forgot to mention in this video? Let us know in the comments. We'll be sure to see you next month with all sorts of wacky recommendations about what's coming out in November. In the meantime, happy Halloween. Have fun out there, everybody.